Hey there everyone, this is Mystic Fish. Welcome to episode 47 of our Factorio playthrough where we're working on upgradable bases. Last episode we took a side quest out to Vulcanus in order to set up a train network and get access to more tungsten ore, which is good stuff. In the meantime, we're working on mining productivity just to help that tungsten last a little longer. And now we're back on Fulgora. So what are we going to do this episode? This episode, I think what we are going to do is to see if we can start working on the actual sort of belt-based base where we're processing the scrap here. And I think in order to do that, we have to get this. I think the rails are in the way, is sort of the short answer. So what I want to see is if I put this guy here, how far up can it go? I want to just get as much space as runway as I can. I think I could put this guy here. And then connect up here. And then we can, let's see, we can't quite see that stuff up there. If I put another roboport up here, can I see it? Let's see. I didn't pay attention to like where its construction range was. Okay, that can see all that stuff. All right, good. Then, and unfortunately, like, I think all these buffer chests are now in the way-ish. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. We're gonna back this up all the way out here. While I was doing some planning here, like one of the things that I ran into was very much that space is really at a premium here. That takes care of all those. I think I can get rid of that one and that one. Okay, and then I can reconnect this guy. Okay. So like I said, I did discover that I think space is at a premium. And so I think we're gonna have to like move some of this stuff. But I want, if I can do this, then we get a little more space over here for doing the scrap processing. With sort of the rail bending in this way over here, it's sort of like crunching on, encroaching on the space we have. So we don't need the rocket silo for right now, hopefully. I guess we could set that back up again. But we're gonna have to move all of this stuff. So let's get, where are we gonna put this stuff for right now? I mean, I guess for right now we can just put this stuff here. All right, that was 5. Which ones do I need to get rid of? I think I need to get rid of these 8. So maybe I can find... So that was... Oh no, I made 6 over here, so I just need 2 more. So I can just do that and that for right now. Just so we have some place to put these scraps. Alright, that is going to keep the bots very busy for a moment or two. Let's see, what else do we want to do prep-wise? Prep-wise, I think my calculations suggest we're going to need 5 of these steam plants. I would like to mine, and so these are like 3 obvious places that the steam plants can go. I would like to mine all the scrap out from under here, you know, at some point, but I think for right now, as long as we got 3, we can set up the 2 steam plants and 2 of them, mine out the other one, and then sort of, you know, get at the scrap that's under this stuff eventually. So let's see. Let's get this copied down to where? Down to here. Yes. And which one do we want to do first? I guess we'll just stick it here. That has a roboport in the way. Do we care about moving it over slightly? I don't think so. And I guess you can come to there. We'll have to get rid of that. That natural lightning attractor. The lightning bolt, lightning rod in its place, which like our bots are completely busy. Yeah, construction bots are totally busy. All right, they will figure that stuff out later. Okay, back over to here. Now, I think we can now get a rail in here. And it looks like it is able to dodge around our substations and stuff, so that feels pretty good. Can we get into this one? Yep. And then can we get into this one? A little trickier, but yes, we can dodge around all that stuff. Okay, great. Then that means that we need a chain signal up here somewhere. I guess this is fine place to put the chain signal. Yes, okay. That's good. Then we are also, I think, gonna get rid of this stuff up here because I think we're gonna change the route of this so that we can integrate it with the scrap recycling. So let me just get this out for a minute. All right. All right. Bots are very busy. That's fine. Let's start doing some design stuff. I do want to use the assembly machine 1 ghosts as markers for our beacons, and so let's see, I want to get rid of this thing. I'd like to direct insert the assembly machine 1s and take these out of circulation. So I think I can just like request more here. Oh, they all went away. Ah, they showed up here. Great, so I can get rid of that. Then I can get a long-handed inserter to direct insert. This is a requester chest, so those assembly machine 1s are not available for building with. But I do need to, I probably do want to look at this and then say you're only enabled if we're starting to run out of assembly machine 1s in the box. Is that what I want? Yes, that's actually, it's when there aren't any in the box. Less than 1. If there's some in the box, we want those to get used first, and then if they're not in the box, we'll direct insert here, and then that should be fine. And so then I can take that request out. It seems we don't have red inserters anywhere, so let's make some of those. Some of these guys. That's not enough power. So we can cover power that way. Just want to see this stuff come in. Okay, good. We got the. We're making red inserters. I just want to see it get placed and then just check the circuit condition on it. Come on. You know you can do it. Oh yeah, okay. That's fine. Oh yeah, we've got oh, look at that. Up there. We don't have lightning protection out this way. Where do I want to, how do I want to do this? I guess I could do that. I think if we're going to extend stuff up here, we want to continue setting the red and green wires. So you could go there. Just kind of continue pushing this out. Our sort of lightning coverage area as far out into this as we can get, just to protect any bots that are flying out there. Okay. We're gonna call that good enough for right now. Right. So now we got this cleaned out. I think we're gonna need to get. Let's just make sure this area is. Oh, get rid of you. Let's make sure this area is like clean of like background stuff. Yes. And let's get rid of you, which may require putting this back in. Okay. Good. Now we can start setting things up for scrap recycling. So, well, how is this going to look? According to my calculations, we are going to need 6 recyclers to drain a yellow belt of scrap. So I think this is going to look like this. We are going to be, until these are beacons, we're not really going to speed this up. And so we do need to be a little power conscious here. Did we actually manage to set this up yet? Not yet. Bots are still very busy over here. So, all right, that's just going to take a while. Okay, and so if I put the recycler here, then I think it can see all 4 of these beacons because it's sort of like right astride the gap between these 2 beacons. So that means I can get them like this close to each other. I need 6. So I think this is our core sort of thing. Let's see. We're going to need inputs. And then we're going to need outputs. I think let's turn these this way. So we can output directly on the belt. The way that the scrap recycling works, 1 belt of scrap is going to turn into, I believe it is 0.6 belts of recycled stuff. Scrap products? I don't know. So 0.6 is more than a half, so we do have to balance this. So I think what we'll do is we'll do this, and we'll say output priority left. These guys can dump things directly onto the belt. This splitter will put them on the outside of the belt, and then these can fill the rest of the belt. Good. Now, I think as I was like laying this out before, the trick is that we need to get 12 of these things in here, and there's like not enough room to get 12 of these vertically in this space. So I think we're gonna have to stack these a little bit and like extend this stuff out. But I think we're gonna wanna do back to back. I think there's enough room to do this. So I think we wanna do something like this over here. And that's the end of that scrap. That's the end of that scrap. We don't need these. And then what it means is that we can send a second thing of scrap in here to feed the second set of assemblers. And then up here, we can send a second output like this. And so then that lets us send 2 yellow belts in here and get 2 output belts here. And this is, I think, about as compact as I could figure out how to do it. Now, we are going to, I think, need / want power poles in all of this. Yeah, because we are going to have to power the beacons as well. And so if I put this here, that does hit the beacons. So I think we're actually going to need to do something like this. No? Yes. Okay. That is actually working. And so that does power all the beacons on that side. Can I do the same thing here is the question. I can if I move this first one, which does make it a little asymmetric, but I think we can live with it. This can still see all the beacons. I can see the beacons. Oh, these are supposed to be up there anyway. Oh, this is actually fine, because that goes there. Okay, good. And then out here. And then that means we can get lights. I guess putting them even with the power poles is good. Okay, great. I think that's it. I think that's what our sort of build is going to look like here. And so now the question is, let's see, in order to save space, I think what I want is, I want to turn this around this way. So we can use these 4 to feed some of the top ones, and then we'll bring these 8 around the bottom and feed them over here. Okay, so let's see if I copy this. Where is this gonna go? How far over can I get this? If I do, let's see, I need to go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. I guess that gets enough. That lets us get all of the... If I go down one, I start to hit the oil ocean there. So I think this is as low as... I think this is as tight to the trains as we can get it. So let's put that there. Let's see, it looks like we may need to do this. That's fine. And it looks like we may want to put a lightning rod somewhere in the middle of this. Wonder if one is enough to cover all of it. Are we still moving scrap boxes? We sure are. Wow. Okay. And you don't have power. I guess that's okay. Did we get a lightning rod in? We did, and it almost covers everything. Okay, so that means I think we want these here and here. And that should give us lightning protection across the whole thing. Okay, great. Then I think we can get rid of this. And we need 6 total of these, right? 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It looks like we're going to need to be able to carry our circuit network over here. And we probably have to put some roboports back in here somewhere, just to be able to get them across. Now, I do think we're in a position to be able to put the rail supports back in. So we can just make sure that... Is this where we want to put it? I guess if I come up one. Okay. They like don't all... Oh, I can't see what I'm doing here. I guess it's going to be here, here, and here. And then I think we can figure out how to go into here. Let's see. Get all the way up here. Okay, that lets our rail continue. And that does bend over there. Okay, great. So that's tucked nicely under there. And then from here, we should be able to join back up with this thing. Come on. Great. All right, let's see how this is looking. We do cover the whole construction area here, but we're like severely lacking roboport coverage. Okay, we're covering getting roboport coverage all the way across here, which I believe we want to do one up here too, just to make sure that we have connectivity, which probably means we want to do something like that. None of this has power, which seems like a problem, but we can get power in like this. And we want a redundant one down here. These are all, this is a whole like grid of stuff. Okay. All right, let's figure out where this is. I think I need to get rid of this guy. He's in the way. Okay, but I think this guy can just do this, except I don't want to connect these yet. I'm not actually ready to recycle the scrap. Is this left over? That's left over. Okay, good stuff. Then we need the next 4. Okay, I guess we'll come down to here. Alright, good. Let's see. So I guess one of the other things I want to talk about is I did do some calculations several times. I looked at some of the calculator sites, as I said, and they suggested that in order to hit the target of 64 science per minute, plus 2 rocket launches a minute, we were going to need, I don't know, something like 10.5 belts of scrap, which is why I'm setting things up to do 12. Just, well, you know, we've got 12, we might as well do it. And we should, I think, with our logic, be set up so that we're not processing scrap unless we need it, so that's okay. I did a little more work and figured out that if we actually do a little bit of assembly of some of the intermediate components, especially LDS, if we actually build LDS out of some of the recycled components we get, it turns out we can reduce how much scrap we have to recycle. So we don't have to like rely on just getting LDS out of scrap. We can like get some of it out of scrap and then use the steel and plastic, etc., and copper that comes out of recycling the other stuff in order to fill in the gap. And if we do that, we can drop it to 9.5 belts. So, you know, what, it saves like 10%? So I don't know if that's worth it, but I don't know. I did the math, so I kind of want to do it. Okay. But then basically what we're going to be doing here is we need to set things up so that we essentially can recycle. What I want to be able to do is to be able to recycle 12 belts of scrap all the way to nothing. Because if we can do that, then it means we can, if we're really short on one specific thing, it means we can process all 12 belts of scrap to like maximize our chances of getting whatever that material is. So so that's how we're going to be sort of designing things here. Let's get the belt set up for the last couple of recycling pods. Is that what we're calling these? I don't know. And yay, I did actually put it in the right place. These come over here. We'll leave a gap. Gap. Okay, so that's all our scrap in, and it does give us a little bit of space down here, which I think is going to be good for us. Why do we still not have power? Oh, the power poles don't reach all of the inserters. Interesting. I guess, nor do they reach all the recyclers. All right, that doesn't reach this middle guy. That doesn't reach that. How is this guy getting power? Oh, this guy's giving it power. Okay. In that case, we need to just, I think, do this and this. And we do this and this. And we just have to fix that. On all of these. And last one. Okay. Hopefully that gets us power everywhere. Bots are still moving scrap boxes. Okay. Good. So what we have out of here is we have basically, so as I said, 1 belt of scrap makes 0.6 belts of materials, and so we've got 12 belts times 0.6 is 7.2. So we're really going to have 8 belts of sort of mixed scrap recycling output here, which we need to collect up out of the 12 output lanes that we have here. So I think the way we want to do that is we want to, and we can run them right up against this thing, so that's good. So I think we want 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, and then let's move this up. Okay, so what do we? So that means we can get them into the 8 over here, and we want this one here. And I think no, that doesn't quite let us get around. Let's move these out one more. Okay, that lets us do this. And it lets us do this. Okay, good. And so these are going to be lined up. We're going to do the same thing even with each of the output lanes, like this. That one. Okay. Fine, you can hop yourself over that lightning rod. Because we put the rail supports in, they are going to be nicely out of our way for this. So that makes me happy. Okay, and oh, I need one more of these. Go down here. Like that. Okay, now I think we can get rid of these. What we're going to do is input priority left, output priority right. Okay, so that fixes all those. And so for each one of these, so after these first two, 0.6 times 2 is 1.2. So we need 2 output belts, which will look like this. And actually, I guess special case for the first one. You only have 1 coming in here. And then that leaves 2. Then we've got 4 times 0.6 is 2.4, so there'll be 3 after this. So that's 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. And then 3 coming out here. Then we've got 6 times 0.6 is 3.6, so that means we need 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. These plug in here. These go there. Great. Then we got 8 times 0.6 is 4.8. So now we need 5. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Here's the 4 coming in from over here. 5 coming out. Right, that was 8. So then we got 10, and that's exactly 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, and then we've got the 8 over here. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And we can get these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 in from here. Okay, and then we do need to be able to balance this stuff, lane balance this stuff, maybe. But the first thing that we need to do, so now we got our 8 belts, right? So these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good. Then now we need to start sorting this stuff. So this is the beginning of sort of like the great sorting adventure. Wow, we're still working over here. Did the new power plant get going? Oh, that's not the new one. This is the new one. Okay, we're still buffering ice in here. Okay, that's fine. Are we actively doing any scrap stuff? It looks like we are. I guess we are making stuff. Okay. Here's, I guess let's just do a quick design. So we need to get gears. Gears are the most common thing that show up here. And out of these sort of like 7.2 output belts, there's 2.4 belts of gears. So we need sort of like 3 belts of gears. So we're going to do that this way. Except these need to go the other way. Okay, so that will take a belt, pull the gears off, especially if we send the gears the right way, and put all the gears onto this belt here. And so what we need we need 8 of these. Okay, that's 8. We can't put them here because the output from this splitter will be able to get into this belt, and that's all the gears. And so we do have to space them out this way in order to make sure that we're not accidentally getting gears going here. So I do think like all this stuff is in the way. So let's move this up here. I do want to be able to continue this stuff up here. Okay, but I want to take this and I want to put it, let's see, I want to get rid of, I want to see what it looks like without cliffs up here. So I think we want things up even with these cliffs, which it looks like I can't put that there. Here come, let's see, after cliff explosives. Nope, that, okay, yeah, because there's ocean under there. Okay, so then the question is, how far over can I do this? And so, whoop. All right, so there are kind of 3 of the 5 of these are below sort of the join points for our belts there. So we need to be able to get 3 down here. So 1, 2, 3. And I think we put that there. And we have to figure out what happens with this stuff, which is definitely in the way. If we put that there, does that help us? It might. Let's just cover these with more lightning rods. Okay, then I think you can come down here. And you should probably have a lane balancer in you. And then you can go here. Etc. Oh, I have to bend these around. Ooh, this might be tight. I might have to do some funky stuff here. Will we be able to get all this stuff in here? There's only one more that needs to get up there. If I get rid of cliffs. I can't fit it. I have to do something funky. Okay. So what I think we have to do is we need to like put this one through the middle here somehow. So what I could do is this. Send that one up there. We need to, all right, I need to do something like this, but I think that's too far away. This one I could do. Can I get... This'll work. I can do this. And then I can do this. Okay. Ooh, it's ugly, but it's gonna work. All in the name of saving a little space up here for the belts. Okay. Good stuff. Yeah. Okay, great. Good. So then we need to just finish this stuff up. And then we can copy, I think, this. Okay, good, and then we need the last couple. Okay, and then I do want to mark that these have gears on them. Okay, because we're going to try to avoid sending materials through this stuff for the time being. Cool. So that, and so after we've pulled the gears off, we actually only have 5 belts worth of mixed stuff after this. But I think I'm gonna stop this episode here. I think this gives sort of some of the picture of the main elements of sort of managing the scrap here. So obviously a few things. We do have to leave room for beacons. That's how we're going to be able to upgrade the base later to make the recyclers fast enough to be able to keep up with upgraded belts and stacked belts and things of that sort. We then integrated the rail supports into that so that we didn't have to lose more real estate for, or not too much more real estate for working around the elevated rails. So that's good. Looks like the bots are almost done with their big moving project here, so that's okay. We're getting the... All right, you have a lot of buffering that you have to do of ice up here, so that's just going to take a while. And the ice cube tray will help with that. Yeah, we're currently dumping all of the ice we're making up here. So, and then, you know, until we're done sort of sorting all of this stuff, this is what it's going to look like. It's like, okay, we have some number of like partially filled belts, and so we need to compress those down, in this case from 12 to 8. So we've got 8 lanes of mixed stuff coming through here, and then we're going to use splitters to pull off specific items and put them onto different belts. Well, next episode we'll talk about what we're going to do with the outputs here. But then after this, it's going to be, okay, we're going to compress from 8 to 5 and pull off a few things. Then we'll compress from 5 to 3 and pull off a few things. And then finally we'll be down to 1 belt and we'll pull off the remaining sort of scrap outputs. And then at that point, we'll have belts that only have single materials on them. So, and we're going to try to do this in sort of as space efficient a manner as we can manage. So that is actually sort of the big challenge as I was sort of planning this out, is having enough room to do everything over here, because we have limited real estate, even though it looks like we still have half the island left. It turns out like a lot of this stuff, especially leaving room for beacons, is going to take up a fair amount of space. And so we got to try to like cram this stuff in with sort of as little. And I guess one way of doing this is actually to, I mean, we could actually slide this whole thing up, because we're going to recompress after this. Is that going to save it? That might be worth doing. That might be worth doing. Okay, I'm going to do it. So let's just grab all of this stuff, and we're going to move this as far north as it will go. Let's get rid of some of this. This is going to be in the way, but that's okay. We'll get rid of them. Okay, so then this one goes up here. This one goes up here. Etc. Oh wow, now is it too close? Wild. It might be too close. I think that's okay, because I think we can do that. And we got 3 more we got to plug in, but not enough space to do it. Oh my gosh. All right, we got to move the whole thing over like 2. 1, 2. Then there will be enough space. And you'll go up here. You go in there. You go in here. And then you'll go in there. Once we get a lane balancer in like this. Okay. And then we can connect these. Wow, we're really putting the bots through their paces. Okay. Good. That uses sort of as much space up here as possible and means that we can compress down this way, and like this quarter in the middle is sort of going to be a good area to kind of do some like main bus type stuff. So, you know, with using sort of the top and the bottom for recycling and manufacturing. So I think that's going to be our plan. But as I said, that's a problem for future Mystic Fish, and so we're just going to continue trying to cram all this stuff in here somehow. It is... We also have space over here, so we may have to figure out, is there a way to like hop across this stuff? These are like too close, I think, but you could get one in here. No, I can't. I would have to go here. All right. Well, we'll figure that out. So that'll be a problem for next episode. So I'm going to stop there. So as always, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Until then, bye.